Your sensitive records could be in the hands of cyber criminals. Florida Department of Health is responding to what they've called a possible cyber incident. The department holds vital records like birth certificates, death certificates, and marriage certificates. Good evening, I'm Greg Warmoth. And now the agency's virtual record system is completely shut down tonight, impacting everything from state offices to funeral homes. Investigative reporter Ashlyn Webb joins us in studio with more. And Ashlyn, you have heard from dozens of funeral homes who've been impacted by this.
Yes, it's impacted families getting their loved ones' death certificates and has delayed families from collecting benefits like life insurance. What's adding to the concern now is a known ransomware group is claiming that they hacked the Florida Department of Health and is holding decades worth of data. The group is claiming it'll publish that data if the State Department of Health does not pay whatever the ransom is.
They're already stressed out because they just lost their mom, their dad, their sibling, and they just can't have an end to this because they're waiting for that death certificate.
Heather Norton is the funeral director at Compass Point Funeral Services in Orlando. Over the past several days, she's spoken to more than a dozen families who are waiting hopelessly to get their loved one's death certificate. It's the required documentation for families to claim benefits, access financial accounts, and start the probate process. Norton says since June 27th, every Florida funeral home in the state has not been able to access the Florida Department of Health's online system. It's used to issue death certificates in addition to birth certificates. Now, funeral homes have been forced to go back to what Norton calls the old school way.
We have to mail it to Tallahassee for them to input it into the system. And they didn't give us a timeline on how long it's going to take for those families to get those death certificates.
She says there's been no communication from the department on why the online system is down and when the problem will be resolved. But the Florida Department of Health says it's a temporary outage after a, quote, possible cyber incident. Norton, along with several other funeral home directors we spoke to across Central Florida, say they are concerned on what information could be out there from this possible breach, particularly with the amount of sensitive information listed on death certificates.
It's got a lot of personal information, date of birth, social security, where they were born, all the information that would be a security question for like a bank, credit cards, I mean even your retirement fund. Our goal is to protect the deceased and the family members, but we can't do that now because their information possibly is out there.
Again, the Florida Department of Health has called this a possible cyber incident. The agency has not confirmed with us if it was a ransomware attack. Of course, we'll continue to follow this story. Back to you guys.